Hello and welcome. I'm Maria, and I'll be your guide for this core centering practice. So, we're going to begin by just talking about a quick overview, and then we'll get started. So, class will consist of 4 parts: self-massage, mindful movement, breathwork, and meditation. So, we're essentially going to be guiding your body toward or into a state of nervous system balance. Many of us walk around in a sympathetic nervous system state. That's kind of the heightened, like fight or flight, chronic stress, kind of like the get stuff done state. And then we may have a hard time winding down. And that chronic stress is what eventually can cause all kinds of other problems. So, or maybe it's morning and you're feeling kind of groggy or stuck in that parasympathetic state, which is the rest or digest state of our autonomic nervous system. And so, if so, then this can kind of get you either way, wherever you're coming from. This kind of helps bring us back to that middle kind of balanced state. Anytime during class, if something I'm inviting you to do doesn't feel right for your body or feels too activating, you can simply shift into something that does feel good for you. So I'm guiding you, I'm giving you suggestions and invitations, but your body is the smartest teacher in the room. All right, so we're going to warm up. We're going to begin by standing. So I invite you to stand. You can always choose to also do this sitting. But I'm gonna go ahead and stand with my chair. And we're just gonna begin by kind of noticing our body and kind of just moving a little bit. So shaking, bouncing, taking a deep breath in, letting it out. Maybe with a sigh. And just kind of noticing how you're feeling. And on a scale of 0 to 10, uh, or 0 being like no stress at all, and 10 being the most stressed you've ever been. Rate yourself. Where are you right now? Okay. No, still continue to bounce, shake. Take a deep breath in. We'll let it out with another audible sigh. Just kind of getting into our bodies and kind of noticing where we're at today. Okay. And then we're going to start with some self-massage or stress scrubbing. So essentially what this is doing is waking up certain acupressure points. So if you've ever had acupuncture, it's kind of like that, but it's different points around our bodies that can open up the energy that flows, our life force energy, our chi, throughout our bodies. So you don't have to get the exact spot as with acupuncture you do because there's a needle, but with acupressure, you just kind of find the spot that's around there and call it good. So the first one, and the names are kind of fun because it's ancient Chinese medicine. So the first one's called the Sea of Vitality. And that's right kind of between the bottom of our rib cage and the top of our hip bones. So you can start by tapping. You can do some tapping or pounding. That'll kind of more wake up the system. Okay. Or you can do some like massage or kneading, kind of play around with what feels good. I'm going to start with some tapping today. Take a deep breath in, let it out. And this point can strengthen the kidneys and your immune system. It can regulate the menstrual cycle if you have one of those. It can even help relieve acne, eczema, easy bruising, that type of thing. Okay, now we're going to head down kind of on your glutes and then to the outside of your hips. And we're going to head down to, I'm going to show you on here. It's called 3 Mile Point. So if you find the bone, the front of your knee and the bone kind of right here, they're both like rounded bones. And you go to the center of those and then down a couple inches. And again, you don't have to get the exact spot, but often some of these spots will kind of feel tender. Okay. And so that's the 3 Mile Point. Okay. So I'm going to do some tapping on there. Okay. This one is great for boosting circulation throughout your whole body. and can increase emotional stability. And don't we all need that? All right, we're going to do that. And then we're going to head down again. I'm going to come up to here, but you can stay where you are. The next point, we're going to go all the way down to our foot, okay, in the top of our foot. On the top of our foot, between our big toe and our second toe, right here. If you kind of go down an inch toward, like in toward your ankle, where kind of in between those bones, again, it might feel a little like sore or tender. That's called bigger rushing. Okay, so again, you can tap on my feet. I kind of tend to do more massaging because that's what feels good for me. But again, find what holds for you. You can tapping, massaging, like more of a pounding, holding, whatever feels good. This one is great for calming the nervous system. It can help with depression and anxiety. It's often called the frustration point. So if you're tapping on that, you can even let out like a frustration sound, like ah, some kind of any kind of anger, frustration. This one really helps to calm the nervous system. Like I said, let out any sounds of anger, frustration, irritability. Okay, awesome. And then we're going to go down to the bottom of our feet. So you can sit for this or you can like sit on the ground, whatever works. But the bottom of our feet, this one's called bubbling spring. Um, it's right here, right under the fleshy part of the top of your foot, kind of in the middle where that indent is, right there. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to be the perfect spot. You don't have to find the perfect spot. You can just find uh, a spot right around there. Okay, tapping, massaging, taking a deep breath in and out. You can even do those two kind of at the same time. Okay. And then switch to your other foot if you haven't already. Bubbling spring on the other side. This one is awesome for grounding our energy, for kind of calming our heart mind. Okay. This is awesome to do before bed. This one on the bottom of our foot. I do this every night before bed. So it's supposed to help kind of bring the energy out of your head and down out of into your feet. So it grounds you, lets out, helps the our minds kind of going. That kind of happens at the end of the day sometimes. Okay. So coming back up, we're gonna go to back on the inside of our legs all the way up. Nice. Tapping all the way up to about 2 inches below your belly button. Okay. This one's called the Sea of Energy. Tap, pound. You can kind of massage. I often like massage in a circle for this one for some reason. The Sea of Energy. This can help with constipation and gas. Great. Can also help overcome fatigue. Okay. Letting out a deep breath. And just making sure our bodies are kind of neutral. We're not stiff. Our knees are kind of unlocked when we're in this standing position. Our pelvis neutral, so not sticking out one way or the other. And then crown of our head to the sky. All right, we're going to travel on up past the solar plexus. We can stop here for a moment. And then we're going to go up. This one's called the Sea of Tranquility. So this is right on your sternum, right on your chest, right in the middle. So if you start kind of at your nipple line and come in, that's where you'll find it. Breathing in and out, tapping. This one, you can do some massaging as well, or some like pulling out. Can feel nice. And the Sea of Energy. This one's great for increasing our vitality, our ability to cope. This one can also help with Like if you have any congestion in your chest, so I'm gonna help break that up. Okay. Breathing in and out. All right, and then traveling just right up here, right under our collarbones, kind of in the middle, towards the middle. This is called the elegant mansion. Okay. This can decrease anxiety. This also helps calm the heart minds. Um, this one can also help with sore throats, coughing, and balancing thyroid function. With this one, you can also cross your hands over to get some brain. So our right hemisphere of our brain controls the left side of our body and vice versa. So this can kind of help with that energy flow back and forth that we need to function well. Breathing in and out, tap, massage, whatever feels good. All right, and then we're gonna do move to a point on our shoulders, kind of our shoulder blade right in here. Okay, kind of that spot where if somebody's rubbing your shoulders, you're like, oh yeah, that's the spot. This is called heavenly rejuvenation. So this can relieve nervous tension, shoulder pain. You can kind of make a little C with your hand and hold your arm like this so it doesn't get super tired when you're doing this. And just gonna go up and down, just getting into that spot. And again, you can tap, massage. This areas where we can hold lots of tension. I certainly do. I do this one every day, at least once. And we'll do the other side in a minute, but first we're going to tap down this arm, come to a spot called Union Valley. Okay, this is right between the thumb and the first finger. And if you kind of go down in between those bones and that fleshy part right there, you'll get that spot. If you are pregnant, do not do this one. This can uh, kind of begin labor or contractions. So unless you want to do that, this can relieve worry and anxiety and can aid in our large intestine function. All right. So again, kind of massaging, tapping there, breathing in and out, and then coming back up the bottom of that arm and up the neck to the top of the head. And just pause for a moment and notice the difference between the side we just worked on and your other side. Just noticing. All right, and then let's move to the other side. We'll come back up to that shoulder, back of the shoulder points, heavenly rejuvenation on this side, massaging, tapping, whatever feels supportive for you today. All right, keep breathing in and out. And then tapping down that arm. And again, you can tap, you can massage all the way down the arm. You can do some brushing. And this goes for everywhere. It's morning right now when I'm recording this, so I'm doing more tapping. It's kind of a wake up, but find what feels good for you. Okay, and then back down to this Union Valley point on the other side. Taking a breath in and out. And coming back up. Okay, and then we're gonna come up to this area. I'm gonna try and show you. kind of where the top of your neck meets your skull. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be the exact spot, but just doing some circular kind of massage in there or some folding, and then kind of massaging all the way down our neck. Breathing in and out. All right. Shaking that off, noticing how you feel. We're going to move into the second portion. So this is from like Tai Chi and Qigong. This is actually called Ring the Temple Gong. Okay, so again, feet are grounded, knees are unlocked, pelvis neutral, our spine is straight, and our crown of the head to the sky. And we're just going to start kind of shifting back and forth from foot to foot, shifting our weight. Okay, and then add the arms. So you can add the arms going back and forth, swinging them from side to side. This shouldn't be hard, though. It should kind of feel like you have a big coat on with empty arm sleeves, and you're just kind of swinging them back and forth. So really just let your arms move naturally. And then finding a breath sequence that feels good for you. So it might be inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Might be faster, slower. Moving mindfully. Breathing in, breathing out. You can kind of play around too and let your arms come up higher. We'll do these like Tarzan, beating your chest if you'd like. You can imagine also kind of just like knocking any tension or stagnation, knocking it loose and then letting it go. Oh. Hmm. And try to slow it down, like an unnatural amount. Breathing in and out until you come to stillness. And again, just check in how your body's feeling. We're going to move into flowing motion, which is another mindful movement. So you can kind of notice how I'm kind of naturally like swaying back and forth. You can do that if that feels natural to you as well. And we're going to begin with our arms down at our sides. And then we're going to slowly bring them up to about shoulder height. Turn our hands over and slowly bring them down to just behind your waistline, just behind your hips. Okay. So your swaying may start to go more back and forth. Okay. Steady on our feet, but moving, shifting that um, weight kind of back and forth. Okay, and then let's bring in the breath. So we're going to inhale on the arms going up And exhale as we go down. Exhale as we go down. Inhale coming up. Exhale coming down. And I invite you to imagine as your hands come up a wave in the ocean, coming up kind of to the crest of the wave. And then as we come down, the water flowing into shore. So crest of the wave flowing into shore. Inhale up, exhale back. And that wave just gently rolling, flowing back down into the shoreline. But coming back to our seats, you can pull up your chair if you brought that. Thank you. We're going to move into the breathwork portion of our practice. So we are going to practice alternate nostril breathing. Okay, and if you've never done this before, we'll just begin feet flat on the ground. Unless you're sitting cross-legged, that's totally fine too. Just spine supported, crown of the head to the sky. And we're going to begin by plugging the right nostril, and we'll let out an exhale through our left nostril to begin. Okay, and then I'll walk us through it, and we'll do a few on our own. So go ahead and plug your right nostril and let out an exhale through your left. And inhale through your left, pause and switch to plug your left nostril and let out the exhale through your right. Inhale right, pause and switch, exhale left. Inhale left, pause and switch, exhale right. Inhale right, pause and switch, exhale left. Inhale left, pause and switch, exhale right. Keep going on your own for about 3 more rounds or so. And after you've done the last one, just let that go. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels good. I'm going to move into a body scan meditation. Just beginning at your feet, Making sure your spine is supported, crown of the head to the sky, feet on the ground. We'll begin by just noticing our feet, and on the inhale, imagining a little light shining inside your feet. On the exhale, letting go of anything no longer serving you, any pain, any tightness, stagnation. Moving up to the calves. You can inhale, let the light expand into your calves. And exhale, letting go of anything no longer serving you. Moving up to your thighs. Inhale, shine that little light. On the exhale, letting anything go. Moving up to your glutes and your hips, shining that light, letting it expand. On the exhale, letting go of any tension, stagnation. Moving to the pelvic area, the lower back. Breathing in, letting that light expand, that healing light. On the exhale, clearing out that area. Anything no longer needed. Moving to the stomach, solar plexus, middle of your back. Inhale, letting that healing light expand. And exhale, letting go of anything you need to. Chest and upper back, shoulders. On the inhale, expanding that light. The exhale, letting any stagnation, tension dissipate. Moving down the arms, the upper arms, the forearms, shining that light. On the inhale and on the exhale, letting go. Moving into the wrists and the hands. On the inhale, shining that light all the way to your fingertips. On the exhale, let that go. Traveling back up through your heart space with that light up to your neck and your throat. Breathing in, letting that light expand. And breathing out, letting anything go. Moving up to the head, the face, letting that light expand on the inhale. On the exhale, letting it all go. As we take our next breath, just travel back down to your whole body, feeling your whole body lit up with that healing light. Noticing any leftover tension in the inhale, shining that healing light, and on the exhale, letting go. Just let your breath return to normal and wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes if you haven't already. And think back to the beginning of practice and the number that you gave yourself, 0 being no stress at all, and 10 being the most stressed you've ever been. And just rewrite yourself. What would you say now for that number? All right. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope this felt great for you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. Take good care.